Fox 35 News at 10 starts now.
Right now, the manhunt is on for a killer in Marion County. This was after a shooting inside a busy mall. Ocala police say that this man behind me here, this is Albert Schell Jr., and he is the suspect. Good evening, and thanks for joining us on this Christmas Eve. I'm Hannah McKenzie. Arrest records show that Schell has a long criminal history. Schell is believed to be the gunman responsible for killing 40-year-old David Bannon at the Paddock Mall yesterday. Another woman shot in that incident is expected to be okay. As Fox 35's Manny Martinez reports, there's now a $5,000 reward for information leading to his arrest. When you or your family go somewhere crowded, it's important to have a plan for any sort of worst-case scenario. Just last week, I spoke with a security consultant about this exact issue. Here's what he had to say.
There's no substitute for running away. That's the best way to do it, being away from the threat. Don't stay in the threatened area. Don't be part of that mob and that crowd. The other piece is a big problem we've had with these is that they don't know how to get their parties reunified. So a reunification spot, think about an area well aware, maybe if you parked a long way away or 5 or 6 blocks away, that should be the place that everybody can meet up instead of worrying about staying together in that type of crisis. So the key is to believe what you see and hear, and then pick an option and get away from where you perceive the threat is.
He also gave us these tips. Eye the exits. Locate multiple ways to get out or away from any possible threat. And don't wait around. If you think there is trouble, go. Then don't feel pressured to run with the crowd. Choose the safest route for you. To avoid being trampled, get to the sides and work in the direction that you need to go. Then lastly, create a reunification plan. As you just heard, a meetup spot to find anyone you may become separated from. Of course, you can stay with Fox 35 on air and online for the latest developments in this story. We have photos on our website from the scene yesterday taken by folks who were at the mall when those shots rang out. The Ocala Police Department's full press conference is also posted there at fox35orlando.com. Yesterday's fatal shooting comes on the heels of 2 other shootings, which happened within an hour of each other Friday night. Both of these shootings happened on Southwest 4th Street, just a few miles northeast of the Paddock Mall. In the first shooting, a man was shot and found, and he will survive. In that second shooting, police found a man shot to death in a vacant parking lot. Investigators say it's not yet clear if the 2 shootings are related, and no word yet on any arrests or suspect information. We have new details tonight about a deadly shooting early this morning in Orange County. The sheriff's office says a woman in her 20s is dead and 4 other men were hurt. Investigators say they aren't sure if any of the injured are potential suspects, but so far no one has been arrested. Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Ian Cassette joins us now. And Ian, a pretty dreary Christmas Eve today, and our Christmas morning weather isn't looking picture perfect either.
Yeah, it's not quite looking the best, as we are going to be dealing with some showers, maybe even a few rumbles of thunder on Christmas Day. The morning will be a progression when it comes to the rain. It'll be moving in from west to east, so we are going to see increasing rain chances tomorrow, so it's good to plan ahead. Looking outside right now, I drive camera. If you're in town here, maybe you came down to Florida here for a visit for the holiday, maybe you're expecting a little bit better weather. Typically it's dry in December, but we're in a pretty active weather pattern here this year. Looking at our Fox 35 Storm Tracker radar, most inland are quiet right now, but you see what's brewing there in the Gulf. We have showers that are continuing to move to the northeast. This activity is going to be part of a larger system moving in as it goes into tomorrow, where we will see good chances of rain. Most of today we've had these showers that have moved onshore along the Cape, but we're still seeing some light showers moving towards Port St. John, all moving to the northwest, and this is going to continue here into the night, but this isn't the bulk of our rain coverage for the next 24 hours. Christmas forecast looks wet, especially by midday. 12 o'clock is when I'm expecting good chances of rain area wide as showers and rumbles of thunder roll through our area and continue through mid-afternoon. But the entire day doesn't look like it's going to be washout. Latest models are showing maybe a little bit better of an outlook, so I'll have a closer look at the hour-by-hour forecast for tomorrow. But overall, it is going to be a rainy Christmas with a chance of some thunderstorms mixed in as well. And then our final headline, much cooler weather on the way. I'm going to have a look at how our temperatures are going to play out to end the year. More on that and the timing of those showers coming up.
An airline mix-up caused a little boy to end up at the wrong airport in the wrong city. The 6-year-old flying from Philadelphia was supposed to land in Fort Myers, but instead ended up here in Orlando, 4 hours away from his family. Ramos tells me she's not worried about the money. She just wants an explanation and for Spirit to take accountability. In the statement Spirit sent to us, they also said, quote, "As soon as we discovered the error, we took steps immediately to communicate with the family and reconnect them." You can read their full response on our website, fox35orlando.com. Well, just ahead, tempers were lost and halls were decked. We'll show you how the temper tantrum, this ended up with a group of men swinging at each other after a crash. The kicker here, they're all related. We'll show you how this ended. And most of you probably remember those early childhood years of getting right into bed on Christmas Eve so Santa could make his way to your house. But things are a lot more tech savvy now. We're going behind the scenes, showing you how the military is getting involved in Santa's trip around the world. Don't go anywhere.
Wake up with Fox 35's Good Day Orlando every morning. Join Amy, Ryan, Danielle, David, and Jamie. Fox 35's Good Day Orlando.
Welcome back. Santa and his reindeer are hard at work delivering toys to kids all around the world. This is actually a live look right now at the NORAD Santa Tracker. So right now, Old St. Nick and his sleigh are here in the U.S. And get this, he has already delivered 5.5 billion presents across the world. A team at the Peterson Space Force Base in Colorado Springs is keeping tracks of Santa's whereabouts so kiddos can make sure they are in bed before he's scheduled to get to their house. Alrighty, well, tracking Santa has actually been a Christmas tradition since 1955, when a wrong number started the whole thing. That's when a child accidentally called a colonel's phone, asking where Santa was at that exact time. 68 years later, and the transformed into a full-scale operation run by military and plenty of volunteers. Very cool. Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Ian Cassette joins us now. And Ian, I know we have some rain heading our way, so I'm hoping that Santa's trip won't be a bumpy one over Central Florida.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a headache for Santa, especially over the middle of our country where a little bit of a blizzard going on right now. We've got a strong low pressure system that is developing quickly and already spreading snow across the South Dakota plains and also into Kansas. But for us, obviously, we're not going to get that here, but what we are going to see is the rain, and this system is moving across the southeast, and that rain is going to be moving in here tomorrow. It is going to be a rather wet Christmas, and we typically have drier times here in December, but obviously it's been a little bit more of an active weather pattern here as of late with good chances of rain. So we're going to continue to see those rain chances spreading across our area tomorrow if our graphics move along. There we go, but they're getting some snow across the plains. Look at this. The snow total is nearly a foot of snow potentially in South Dakota and Nebraska, more than a half foot of snow in many areas, and going to be definitely a white Christmas for them. But what's the next big thing for us? Well, we've got this low pressure system that's going to be bringing the rain tomorrow. This will be moving northward. So remember last week we were talking about the potential for severe weather. We're probably not going to see that with this. So that low pressure system, what's the source of all this, is far to the north. So it is going to be windy across the southern half of the U.S., but for us, clouds and rain will define our day along with some mild weather. Tomorrow morning, if you get up early on, you're ready to go for Christmas morning. 63 degrees Orlando, 63 degrees in Leesburg. Not too cool. We will have overcast conditions, probably more clouds than sunshine tomorrow. You'll be waking up to those temperatures into the lower 60s, and then as the morning goes on, by 10 a.m., those rain chances are going to start to pick up. I am expecting dry weather for probably the first few hours of the morning, but then really ramping up as the day does go on. So forecast highs tomorrow with that southeast wind bringing us the moisture. Good chance of rain area wide, 74 degrees in Sanford to 72 degrees in Daytona Beach. But let's go hour by hour for that forecast tomorrow. Here's what it could look like at 7 a.m. We have rain starting to roll through along the Gulf Coast, still looking dry in areas like Orlando, Daytona Beach, but by 9 a.m., I would expect rain to move into Winter Park, or rather to Claremont, up to the Villages, Leesburg, Winter Haven, and then moving across Orlando along I-4 up to Daytona Beach by late morning. So lunchtime, most will be seeing rain. After all your gifts are already opened up, it will be wet, and it's going to probably stay wet through the majority of the early half of the afternoon. So Palm Coast down to Bithlo, Titusville, 2 o'clock, still rainy, but clearing out from west to east. So as I mentioned, the entire day doesn't look wet. I do think we're going to have lower rain chances by mid to late afternoon. So 3 o'clock, maybe still a few showers left over in Daytona Beach to New Smyrna, but looking good in Leesburg, and then more of isolated activity possible through the late afternoon. And you may still be able to enjoy your outdoor traditions in the evening. It's just going to be a little wet out there. And I'm not expecting a ton of rain from this. If we were to see a few thunderstorms mixed in, which I don't think there's great chances, you could get some heavier rainfall out of that. But most of this will be just showers. So if we do see some heavier rain, maybe over a ½ inch, but most of us a 1/4 inch or less. Overall, though, definitely going to be a wet Christmas. If you're wondering what's the wettest Christmas we've ever had in Orlando, over 3 inches of rain back in 1949, and a few other Christmases that we had over an inch of rain. For us this time, we're going to have the rainy weather for tomorrow. Tuesday, still possibility of some rain, and as we go on to end the year, we will have another front on the way, and so look what that's going to happen to our temperatures. By Thursday, 64 degrees a high, lows in the 50s, and then going into next weekend, the final weekend of the year, it is definitely going to be chilly. Sunday, 57 degrees, so we got some much cooler air. I'll have more on that and more on the rain chances for tomorrow coming up.
Oof, getting cold. Alrighty, just ahead, things will be a bit awkward this Christmas for one family after a crash ends with fists flying in Long Island. We're showing you part of the brawl caught on camera that blocked an entire intersection. Next, we'll be right back. Alrighty, well, this video stopped us and plenty of other people in our tracks this week, quite literally. Road rage turns into a battle royale on the highway. We are talking half a dozen people stopping traffic and throwing punches. Jody Goldberg is in North Lindenhurst with more on what may have sparked this brawl.
It was a roadside brawl that looked like a scene from a movie, stopping traffic as witnesses watched it all unfold. According to prosecutors, everyone involved was related. A father and his 2 sons seen swinging have pleaded not guilty to assault. They allegedly got into a dispute with relatives at traffic court where threats were made. A car accident followed before a full-out fight along Sunrise Highway in Lindenhurst. The victims, who prosecutors say were hit with axes and wooden objects, needed stitches and staples. The defendants seen in these court photos had their own injuries. 38-year-old Patrick O'Connor is missing a piece of his nose, and his son, 19-year-old James O'Connor's attorneys said his client has a broken hand. A 16-year-old was also arrested.
Defending his dad.
But prosecutors say James O'Connor intentionally rammed his truck into the victim's car, causing his to flip. He had his younger siblings in the car as well, without car seats. According to the complaint, quote, once it calmed down, we all ran to Applebee's, and that's where they were arrested. All 3 defendants were here from the UK and Ireland. They were ordered to stay away from the victims as well as their younger siblings. Now, at this point, no one else is being charged in this incident. All 3 defendants are each being held on a $100,000 bond. They're due back in court next week. Jody Goldberg, Fox News.
Alrighty, when we come back, an update to the deadly shooting inside an Ocala shopping mall that sent hundreds of panicked shoppers scrambling to get to safety. The reward now being offered for the suspected gunman who's still on the run tonight, and what we're learning about his past. Plus, people spent hundreds of dollars to see the Nutcracker, only to find out they didn't have seats. We found out what the mix-up was and what was done to make things right. Let's saving you money with the Fox 35 Pump Patrol. Gas is $3.06 a gallon at the Shell and Circle K on Michigan Avenue in Kissimmee. You can always find gas-saving money tips on our website, fox35orlando.com. We'll be right back.
Fox 35 News is brought to you by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Good Day Orlando is all local, all morning.
With news across Central Florida.
And a neighborhood forecast to plan your day.
From 4 to 10 a.m., we focus on what's happening here.
Good Day Orlando.
All local, all morning.
You're watching Fox 35 News at 10:30.
Thanks for sticking with us. An update now to the deadly shooting inside the Paddock Mall yesterday. Ocala police say this is the man who pulled the trigger, killing one man and injuring a woman. 39-year-old Albert Schell Jr. A $5,000 reward is now on the table for anyone who comes forward with a tip that helps put him behind bars. Police say the man who was killed was targeted. The shooting happened in a common area at the Paddock Mall, which is about 80 miles northwest of Orlando. A woman was also shot in the leg. She was taken to hospital where she is expected to recover. Others were injured in that chaos when people began running to get away from the gunfire. We spoke with one witness who says she was in the food court when she heard shots fly.
Everybody started running very fast. People were falling. People were jumping over people. Out of the blue, you have to think of not of yourself. You got to think of, your surroundings, because it's too scary that you don't think of what you're about to do.
Now, police are also on the hunt for the suspect's red hat. Surveillance snapshots show him wearing it at the time, but investigators say someone was seen on camera picking it up off the floor and walking away with it. They say that hat has DNA evidence tying the gunman to the scene, and if it's not handed over to police, Ocala PD will charge the person seen swiping it with a felony for tampering with evidence. Turned away at the door. Some people had plans to see the Nutcracker the other night, only to find out their tickets were canceled, and some of those tickets cost hundreds of dollars. Fox 35's Marie Edinger found out now they just want a refund. Still to come, a daddy debacle at a zoo gets settled by who other than the king of paternity tests. We'll update you on the orangutan who had to find out if he was the father from none other than Maury Povich. That and a few other wild things when we return. Alrighty, welcome back. We are taking a look back on some wild things tonight. A primate at the Denver Zoo had to take a paternity test this week to see if a newly born monkey at the zoo was his. The adorable baby Siska has a very protective mother, and she wouldn't let zoo officials get close for months. But now we have an answer.
Now, we want to thank the Denver Zoo for everything they do, but this is really important. When it comes to the orangutan, 4-month-old Siska, Barani, you are the father.
There you go. The Denver Zoo looked to the king of the paternity test, Maury Povich, to announce the results just like he did for years on his show. Sumatran orangutans are critically endangered, but good news for Siska because she has both of her parents with her there at the zoo. Oh, so cute. Alrighty, older, wiser, and wealthier. Americans over 55 now own 72% of the nation's wealth. People under 55, on the other hand, not so much. The Federal Reserve says households aged 70 and over own 30% of the wealth, and people under 40 own just 7%.
Young persons who haven't had the time to save money and to buy a home, they are not seeing that same kind of increase in wealth. But existing homeowners, it has been an absolute boon for them.
Reports say younger Americans struggle with high college costs, high interest rates, and high housing prices. But it's not like boomers had it easy. Don't forget the average boomer has faced 6 recessions. Well, still ahead on Fox 35 News at 10, we are highlighting some of the most festive holiday decorations here in Central Florida. And more than 200,000 lights are all over this house in Orlando. Each one of those lights has a special meaning. We're going to be checking out this incredible display when we come back.
These lucky Fox 35 viewers just won $500.
I'm kind of in shock.
Watch Good Day Orlando weekday mornings. Get the secret word and enter it at fox35orlando.com. It's the Fox 35 Holiday Cash Gift Away.
Very exciting.
And there's a new winner every week. You could be next.
Alrighty, we are checking back in on Santa's trip around the world tonight. This is a live look at the NORAD Santa tracker. So right now, Santa and his gang of reindeer are in the Northeast in the U.S. He's already delivered more than 5.6 billion presents. That is nuts. He is one busy man. And Santa will likely be checking out this holiday display in Orlando tonight. It is full of more than 200,000 lights, each one of those lights with a special meaning. Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Ian Cassette went out earlier this week to check out the amazing display. Alrighty, and Ian joins us now. Ian, that looks like a fantastic display. Oh my goodness, and I love the message behind it.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot. It was visually stunning. It was just, it had emotional weight to it, and a lot of people just seeing what the actual meaning of it was, and they're very, very kind people, and to do something like that for the community, just very special. But yeah, brilliant to see those lights.
For sure. Also brilliant to see your Christmas spirit tonight, Ian, because you are wearing a special tie.
I wasn't sure if anyone would see and notice.
You got to pull it out and show us a little bit.
It's a little short, but we got the Rudolph tie going on here. So I won a poll on Instagram, and I made sure to wear it. So Rudolph is guiding me through the forecast. So let's do this. Well, we have our Christmas timeline for tomorrow. Early on in the morning, we're talking about between about 6 to 9 in the morning. I'm expecting most to stay dry, but it will quickly become wet as we get to midday, lunchtime, 11 to 1 p.m. That's probably going to be when we see the big rain. Widespread rain expected, and then the entire day is not going to be wet. I do think it will start to come drier by late afternoon. Still some rain chances lingering, but definitely becoming a little bit drier overall compared to what we were early in the day. Fox 35 Storm Tracker radar. You see the rain that's in the Gulf moving up into the Big Bend. We will stay dry here for the most part, other than a few coastal showers from St. Augustine southward to the Cape here overnight. But over the next 24 hours, it's going to be wet, and we're looking at a chance of showers. And I know you see the lightning. Most of this is going to be showers, but we may be just warm enough to hear some rumbles of thunder. Don't be surprised to see that around lunchtime. And then as we get to 5 o'clock, still a few scattered showers lingering about, but expected to be quieter than what we were at 1 o'clock. Maybe you want to head to the theme parks. We're also going to have showers and thunderstorms through midday, so it's going to be a wet day at the park. Your poncho will be necessary. If you get there later into the day, you maybe can get there after the bulk of the rain will be over with. Our larger view of things, you see what's the culprit. This low pressure system bringing headaches to the plains where we have snow, blizzard conditions expected there tonight to Christmas, and then rain over New Orleans to Louisiana, to the deep south. All of this moving eastward, and we'll be here by time tomorrow. As for our temperatures, it's going to be a mild Christmas. Remember last year it was cool, but tomorrow will not be. 74 degrees in Orlando, 74 degrees in DeLand, to 72 degrees in Daytona Beach. Temperatures above average. Our forecast overall will become wetter as the day does go on. So 7 in the morning, as I mentioned, rain chances closer to the west. We'll see the rain moving in from west to east. 9 a.m. rain in Claremont at 69 degrees, rain in Ocala, still likely dry in Orlando, Daytona Beach, New Smyrna, and then lunchtime, here we go, widespread showers expected. And you see the yellows, there will be a possibility of maybe some thunder showers holding together there when they move on shore and then spreading to the east. So I will not rule out a possibility for some isolated thunderstorms in the afternoon. Nothing severe, but maybe some heavier rain and also a little bit of lightning possible within these storms. That will all move eastward, and by 2 o'clock it's moving towards the coast. 3 to 4 o'clock we'll start to see just a few scattered showers left over. Most of us will be quieting down, and then we'll see some drier weather overall. So we will have wetter weather early on in the day, maybe up to a quarter inch or more of rain. Not a ton of rain, but expected certainly to be wet all across our area. So we're looking at a wet forecast for us, at least for the next couple of days. Tuesday, still a few chances of rain, and then drier air moves in with another front moving through by the end of the week, and that's going to cool us down as we head toward the final weekend of 2023. We'll be right back with more news coming up.
Getting a new phone? Download the Fox 35 News app. Free to download, free to use.
Keep it all local, all morning.
With Good Day Orlando.
Every Christmas delivers magic and gifts around the world, but 55 years ago on this very night, people across Earth witnessed a Christmas Eve like no other. Fox 35's Craig Patrick takes us back to the night when America beat the incredible odds with Apollo 8 mission.
We're here for you every weekday morning,
Bringing you 6 hours of local news and weather coverage to help you plan your day.
Good Day Orlando.
All local, all morning.
Alrighty, wondering where the big man is now? Well, Santa and his sleigh full of goodies is currently in Canada. Now, we're able to know his exact location thanks to NORAD's Santa tracker. And at last check, he's already delivered $5.7 billion. Have a very Merry Christmas. Thanks, guys.